Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the new Gore effects that were added to the game, and I put a little asterisk right there because I have some bonus at the end as well. But for those of you that don't know, Gore has been added into Call of Duty Modern Warfare. In the last update, enemies that were killed by high-tier kill streaks, like the helicopters and Harriers and, AC-130 and stuff, would actually get gibbed, and there would be body parts and chunks and stuff going all over the map. However, in the more recent update, we now have Gore effects on regular weapons too. So you can just gib people whenever you want. Unfortunately, this isn't for every single weapon in the game, and it's a paid effect like the tracers. You remember the Nico blue tracer and the anime pink tracer, and now the red something crimson tracers that you can get on your weapons if you buy the variants, or the blueprints in the store. This is the same thing, that some of these blueprint weapons do have Gore effects on them. I think it's pretty fun. I've had a lot of fun with them. I think it's worth it for a cosmetic purchase if you're into that kind of thing. Just look at my reaction when I get my first double headshot with Gore enabled. I'm comfortable with this being paid just because it's cosmetic, but let's move on to the actual stats here. Currently, there are only 2 weapons in the game that proc Gore and dismemberment effects, and the only way to get them is you have to buy the Mace Operator bundle to get the PKM Bludgeoner and the R90 Skull Crusher. It's not the worst bundle. You do get Mace as well, who's a pretty fun operator, and he has a pretty gory execution, but this is the only way to get the 2 weapons that proc Gore effects. And they don't do it 100% of the time either, which I think is a good thing. It'd be a little bit lame if it was always gory, but they give you about a 50-50 chance of getting a gory kill. So sometimes it won't and sometimes it will. We did a lot of testing on these weapons to come up with those odds to determine which regions gib and which ones don't, and in the middle of my testing, this happened. So I'm really hoping this gives you. I don't think I could get that unlucky again if I tried, but the stats that we came out with were that you can dismember both arms and legs. You can blow off arms and you can blow off legs, and they don't just disappear, they actually separate and stay on the map for a little bit, though they do fade away to save game memory. And heads can explode with their eyeballs going sideways as well. When you shoot somebody in the head, their head basically explodes, there's a giant blood splatter, and for whatever reason the eyeballs tend to stay and sit on the ground. They go opposite directions, so it's kind of a neat effect. I think it's the white on red making it more visual, more visible, more visceral, all the V words all at once, and it's pretty neat looking, but you can't do anything with the interior body. You can't blow off hands in particular, you can't burn people, you can't skin them, you can't go full on Doom or Mortal Kombat here. It's a relatively simple effect, and the effect pops on whatever region your last shot hit. And I will say that it's more likely on forearms and calves than it is on thighs and biceps. So if you shoot somebody, let's say in the head once and then shoot the arm, it's the arm that's going to blow off. If you shoot them in the leg twice and then the head once, it's the head that blows up. And when it comes to shooting limbs, the closer you are to center mass, the less likely it is to blow off an arm or a leg. If you really just want to blow off arms and legs, you kind of want to shoot at your forearms and at your calves and not anywhere closer to center mass. You can change any of the attachments on these new weapons and they keep the effects on except slug rounds on the shotgun. For whatever reason, taking off slug rounds on the R90 Skull Crusher shotgun removes Gore effects for the weapon. I assume that's because it makes it classified as technically a different weapon, then they kind of want you to use the slugs, but you can customize everything else. And with the PKM Bludgeoner, as far as I'm aware, you can customize every single thing on the gun, just so long as you keep that variant, the Gore effects will prop. And of the 2 weapons, the PKM Bludgeoner is definitely the easier to use of the 2. I'm not a big fan of slug shotguns. They're very inaccurate. They go sideways. They're difficult to use. They take 2 shots to kill. And the PKM Bludgeoner is the PKM, which is one of the top weapons in the game. Low recoil, long range, easy to use. It's a little bit slow handling, which isn't my style, but it's not particularly hard to do well with, especially in bigger maps. Though the benefit of the shotgun is you're probably going to be close to people, so you'll see your Gore effects more with the shotgun. And that is all for today's in-depth episode. Very straightforward summary. If you want Gore in your game, you got to buy the Mace pack and use one of those 2 weapons. It's a 50-50 chance to dismember any sort of extremity, but no internal body Gore, and you can change the weapons minus the slug shell. So that's sort of the TLDR, but today I wanted to go even deeper in depth. I wanted to go all the way behind the scenes of Call of Duty, and it was perfect because I have a chance to interview Mace's voice actor, Chris J. Alex. He's a friend and he's on the channel all the time. I think we just kind of cross paths around this time every single year, just coincidentally, but he's like, hey man, I haven't heard from you a bit and want to see if you're going to stop by your channel, do an interview maybe. And I'm like, well, I just so happen to be reviewing your character Mace and his special weapons for In-Depth. So today we're going to be going a little bit behind the scenes and we're going to talk to Chris, who helps bring Call of Duty characters to life with voice and mocap and all that sort of fun stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this interview at the end of the In-Depth episode. And let's hear from the voice actor of Mace himself, Chris J. Alex.
What? It's me, Mace, and this is my eyeball. What's up, Discord? How y'all doing?
Yeah, so you've probably seen Chris on my channel before. I think we're at 2 or 3 interviews now. It just so happens that about the same time every year, our paths cross on some gaming project.
Every year like clockwork.
Yep.
It's amazing.
But for those of you that don't know, Chris is a actor, stuntman, martial artist, voice actor, writer. I mean, motion capture. You've kind of got your hands in a little bit of everything entertainment-wise.
And I make a mean cup of iced tea, just letting you know. Any of you tea drinkers out there,
iced tea, or is it Southern sweet tea? The one with all the sugar at the bottom.
I think the only one that matters is the Southern style sweet tea. If it's not a whole bunch of sugar at the bottom, then there's no point.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that makes it. I hate I don't really like tea in general, but you give me that that warm tea with no sugar in it, it makes me sick to my stomach. I can't drink it.
Yeah, that's no good. You want the sweet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Southern style sweet tea, that is amazing. Which is amazing because I'm actually from Michigan, but I still do a very good cup of tea there.
What about chai? You like chai?
I do like chai, but I can't make it. So
okay.
I mean, if we start going to chai territory, then someone's gonna have to man the reins on that one.
So anyway, you are the voice of Mace, who's been the focus of today's episode. Mace is the new character in Call of Duty. You're basically the new Ghost. You look a lot like Ghost Riley, who's the most famous Call of Duty character, period.
Oh, thank you. I would do prayer hands, but I only have one hand.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that going in, but so they brought back Ghost, who's the most famous character, and you're kind of like the younger, newer Ghost in this story. You're like the Ghost protege. You're actually very well positioned if people take to the character of Mace.
I like that. Because I do. Well, here's the thing. They didn't tell me anything, and that's probably for the better. Because you know me, I'm great with secrets.
Yeah. Spider-Man, Sony threatened to sue me. It was so fun.
Oh God, that was such an accident. I'm glad we lived through it, and I'm glad we're here. But yes, they don't tell me much, but I do know Ghost as a character, and I'm elated to be Ghost 2.0, or I don't know how.
I kind of get that impression. It's not like an official announcement, but the way they're positioning the character makes it very much so look like that. And you're also the only guy with Gore.
What? Oh, okay. Now you've got me. Is it kind of like the Sega Genesis blood code where you could play like Mortal Kombat with the blood code? Is that kind of?
It's actually kind of, yeah. So the blood spray is the same, but it's Call of Duty, so it's a relatively clean game, and you shoot people and they go bleh, and they fall over and they die. But if they're using the weapons that come with you, so your character Mace, you can only get in a bundle, and it comes with a couple of weapons, and these weapons that you get with Mace also are the only ones in the game that create gore effects, which right now is just giving. So you blow off heads, arms, legs, feet, and uniquely when you blow off the head, for some reason the eyeballs aren't destroyed, so their eyes go opposite directions.
Oh my gosh, it sounds hardcore.
Yeah, so I imagine your character is going to have quite a few sales.
I am definitely looking forward to playing myself. I told you, I still have yet to play a Call of Duty game. And you're such you're the guy for Call of Duty.
You should. It's fun. They're kind of easy to get into. They're not that complex. PC, console, it's all cross-play now. You can play on anything you want with all your friends. But I wanted to ask you, what was it like to record Mace? What were the instructions they gave you? What did they tell you to go over in the recording booth?
What did they do to give me motivation?
Yeah.
You know what? What's really fun is when we recorded, we did it on their stage. So they have an unbelievable arsenal of just prop guns. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I really like to feel like I'm in the stuff. So my process is I love to just have a nice solid handgun and do my lines, and just the way they record it is it's really cool how they record it, so I'm able to move around and do a lot of stuff. So yeah, for the most part, they kind of gave me free reign. The director I was working with really, he's really dead on. So, a lot of the direction was quick and sharp, and I felt like we both got the character. This isn't our first rodeo, meaning our first record of the Call of Duty, because I've done other ones, but just this specific character, I really. Oh no, I got a call. Hold on, sorry about that.
It's no worries. It happens.
That means I should shorten my answer. But yeah, pretty much. I'm really like I like to feel things and get things in my body. So I feel with this character, you're definitely going to feel a lot of what I felt during the performance.
Yeah. Gotcha. Did you go to the big sound stage where you get in the motion capture with the dots and the little face thing, or is it the smaller one?
So it was still in the volume, but I wasn't in full mocap. I was just kind of doing the voice.
Gotcha. And for the fans at home, what other Call of Duty characters or voices have you played?
So I was the announcer in the one before. I was the one to tell you to get the tactical deploy beacon. I don't know. That's such a hard thing for me to say when I was recording. Tactical deploy beacon. That's the loop. That just
Black Ops 4, because you had all these special abilities and gadgets and widgets and stuff going on.
That was the one. So I was the announcer in that, and now I'm in this one as Mace.
Nice. Well, I hope it was fun recording. What was your favorite line to record for Mace?
Ooh, there's so many dirty ones. Here's the thing. I don't know if they use it because I mean, there's outtakes, but and like I said, I still haven't played the game, so I don't even know what's rated. But we kind of rolled, and I think I had some alternates that were particularly spicy that I liked, but I don't know if they made the game, so we just kind of have to play.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if they made it. Yeah.
Too many F words, they're not going to put in there. Too many something too crass, perhaps.
Yeah, well, and I do have a F word substitute.
What's the F word? Say that again.
Frivalgacken, but I don't know if they put that in the game. What the Frivalgacken?
Oh.
No, I don't know. That's probably not it.
Is that for like when you're on the on the kid shows like Thundercats and Shira and stuff? You just like, we need you to be angry and substitute.
Yeah. Well, they have writers on those shows, and I don't get to ad lib a ton. But if there's writers listening to me, Frivalgacken is very fun, and I think it should be a thing. So please write that in your stuff.
Well, then, as a slight pivot away from Call of Duty for my fans, what shows have you been on recently? Either voice or just in person, just regular acting?
Okay. So we have a huge movie coming out. If you are with the guns and the tactical movement and the things and the noise believing, me and Chris Hemsworth did a movie together. It's called Extraction. It'll be out, I believe, April. I'm not sure, but they've announced it. It's on all the trades, so you can IMDb it.
Oh, I'm literally looking at it right now. Extraction.
Yeah. Yes, I played Thiago, and it was just so fun. They shot half the movie in Thailand and India. I came for the Thailand part of it. But yeah, that was super fun, and that was it's kind of been a dream of mine. Low key, I put everything on a vision board, so it was fun to go back and watch stuff. But I actually put movie with Chris Hemsworth on my vision board, and movie with Joe Russo, movie with the Russo brothers, and Joe Russo actually wrote that.
Well, then you've done quite well with yourself, for yourself.
That was dumb, stupid, incredible luck. But yeah, I will.
So were you playing a good guy or a bad guy?
What do you think?
I don't really know much about it, so I don't honestly know. I'm gonna guess bad.
I'm going to let you decide by watching the movie.
Okay, it'll be out
when it comes out.
And I do have a question: is Chris as nice of a guy as he is portrayed in the Marvel behind the scenes stuff? Because they kind of work hard to make him look like a really friendly, dude bro kind of guy. Is that the real Chris Hemsworth?
Here's what I'll tell you about Chris Hemsworth. What you think Chris Hemsworth, or what you think meeting Chris Hemsworth would be, it's probably 3 times better.
Okay.
Just because he is such a charismatic, and I mean it super genuinely. he's such a charismatic dude and such a cool dude. It's like when you meet him, you kind of like, oh, I get it. I get why he's Chris Hemsworth, and people just instantly love him. There's just something about him that's just so ingratiating, and I think he's somebody who's definitely, knows his position, and he knows, how good he's got it, but it hasn't gone to his head. He's just a really good, genuine dude. And it was a pleasure working with him. I actually worked with him twice. I tell the story a lot, but it was once on Red Dawn before, like, did I tell you the story already? Was it on the channel already?
It might have been, because Red Dawn was before the Marvel stuff, right? Before he really
It was
blew
before
up.
all of that.
That's
Long
like
story
before
short.
that's like right after Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. So long story short, like, even when I first met him on that movie, and I was like, hey, man, he was one of the first people I saw with an iPhone. I was like, hey, man, you want to put a case on that? Because if it breaks, then you're going to be out a couple $100, and that's expensive. He's like, oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll get that. Oh, you're right. You're right on. That's my Aussie accent. But, and then all the movies drop, and I'm like, oh, I kind of felt stupid. But he was so cool. Like, he didn't be like, I could buy like 20 phones. I'm Thor. He didn't do any of that. He ate with everybody. He was just super cool.
Well, that's good to hear.
And and I brought it up too on this. I was like, hey, you remember me? I'm gonna tell you about the phone. And I was like, yeah. So I'm an idiot. And we both kind of had a laugh about it.
So funny story, small world. My dad actually used to work with Liam Hemsworth, like the younger brother. Sort of. He filmed this movie in my hometown, which is like middle of nowhere in the South. And it's supposed to be a Western, and they filmed it out on some old ancient plantation thing, right? But my dad was the only cab driver in town, and he ran the unofficial Delta shuttle, which was in no way incorporated or legal or anything, but $5 or $10 will get you anywhere you need to go. So Liam was there for like a month, and all of the, like, Woody Harrelson, and I want to say like Liam Neeson and some of these other people, and literally the only person in town that did any driving was my dad. So he kind of chauffeured everybody around.
Oh,
got
my
to know
goodness!
Everybody. Yeah, he had a few interesting stories to tell, but it's neither here nor there. It was just it's just interesting, small world, No,
it's really cool. If he had a script, he might be on right now. He's like, yeah, just you want to read this?
Nah,
That'd have been great.
He wasn't about that. He was about getting tip money.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, I hope the tips rained in, because that is impressive.
It was good for a while. He was really happy to drive around rich people instead of locals.
Yeah.
It's a small town. There's not a lot of money going around, right?
If you had to choose, right?
Yep.
I see you guys all the time, but...
Moving on, we were just talking about this off camera. You actually have a role in Shira, which is a show that I watch. Guys on my channel, you can just judge me. I watch Shira and Voltron and Dragon Prince, all that stuff on Netflix. I find it lovely.
Those shows are awesome. Those
right?
shows are awesome. Yes.
Dragon Prince caught me off guard. I didn't think I would like it, but I love that show. It's so good.
Yeah. So I actually play one of Bo's dads. I play one of those dads. So watch that episode. It is fun, and it is heartfelt, and it is adventurous. It's everything that you would probably want in animation. It was super fun.
It was actually one of my favorite episodes. I found it to be very, very funny overall, because the plot of this is that Bo is supposed to be at college studying for university, but he's actually been out fighting a war. And he's got one dad who's like a really stern, angry military guy, and the other one that's like a scholar. And my favorite joke was probably at the end. He had something in an ancient language tattooed on his arm, and he's like, does this mean power and honor? And they're like, no, that actually means free buffet. Like, just, I don't know. I had a lot of fun watching that episode. So I had no idea that you were Bo's dad, because Netflix kind of auto skips the credits. So
yeah, I play George. It's funny too, because I'm really into credits too, so it's kind of hard to like go to the big box. It's hard to get back to that. So Netflix, if you're listening, the people who like watching the credits, make the option a little
just an option.
Obvious.
But then on other services, you don't have that, where you can't skip the intro. Like I watch Amazon Prime and Crunchyroll and Tubi and some stuff like that, and there's no episode intro skip. So especially if you're watching anime, you're gonna have to like try to guess which part of the 3 minutes that's supposed to come at. And I noticed you also did work in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wow. Okay. Yes, I did. I did a lot of additional voices. I tell you the truth, it's been a while, so I don't remember what I did, but I do remember. Yes, I did Kingdom Hearts, so some additional voices. That was fun, and just because I'm always a big Disney fan, and Kingdom Hearts, the original one, was one of the reasons I bought a PlayStation to play that and Metal Gear. And ironically, to this day, I've never played either.
So you saw these games and wanted to play them. Bought the system.
Yes, I bought a system specifically for those two games, and then I never got around to it.
Shame. They're both great games.
I remember why. Because back when PlayStation 2 came out, I was down in Panama City, and there was this rap battle, right? And I just kind of went up, and I had won, and they gave me a PlayStation. So that's why I had a PlayStation, but never to this day I never.
So hold up, on top of all of this other busy stuff, I'm looking at your IMDb, and you've got like 12 categories. I need to add rapper on top of that. I need to go like get premium and make a custom edit.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, there's probably under miscellaneous. Bars.
Well, I mean, actually, no, it has you here. It has you as a composer as well.
Yeah, I did Set Apart. I composed the main theme for Set Apart, and I think there was some other stuff. I did stuff on Save Point, which was actually a show in Australia that was about video games. You would have been perfect. I wish I knew you back then. I would have had you on.
They probably would have been looking for locals.
Nope.
Really?
We had a lot of. We flew out, and yeah, you would have been perfect.
I always wanted to visit Australia. It's one of a few continents I haven't been to.
Yes. You haven't? Really? You should go.
It just hasn't panned out. I've been on. I think I'm missing Antarctica, Australia, and Africa, and I've been everywhere else. So eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna hit all of them.
That'd be amazing. Hey, maybe ask Chris Hemsworth to bring you out.
Yeah, I'll just tweet him right now. Hey, Chris said you should just fly me out to your next set, YOLO. Like.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, like, hey, and then just be like, hey, Call of Duty fan, I'm kind of the top guy. There you go. Yeah.
Oh no longer the top guy. That's an ebb and flow. All entertainment is. I'm going down, and then I'll come back up later. And
You're the top guy to me.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
I've got the
You're
number
the top
one
guy
spot.
here. Yes,
that's where it counts. No, that's just something you have to keep in perspective. Because I'm even sure in your field, like regular acting and voice acting and more mainstream entertainment, you see people go crazy ups and then downs, and they're like silent, missing dead for years, and then explode again, and it's extremely chaotic. So you have to keep that perspective where you go crazy.
Tara Strong is queen forever. There is no dethroning her. She's on everything and every project. Tara Strong forever. We actually did a game together. We didn't work together because of just the nature of the business. Because you record your thing, but we did it. We did the game together.
What game was that?
It was it's called it hasn't came out yet. Dark Deception. Dark Deception. So it's like a horror maze game. They announced it all. So I'm not.
Okay. So you're not breaking NDA again. That was fun last time.
No. They announced it. Oh my god. They announced it. And they had a trailer actually. But I played Lucky, and she plays this nurse character. But Tara Strong has probably been like the top for a very long time. And I geek and fanboy about stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, Tara Strong.
Well, are there any other projects that you would like to talk to my fans about before we wrap up this episode of In Depth?
Is there any other projects?
Yeah, something you want a little more attention on for yourself.
Oh, Dark Deception, Thundercats. Make sure you watch Thundercats Roar. It is a fun show. We had so much fun working on it.
Let's see, what network is that on?
It's on Cartoon Network.
Perfect. Then I can watch it on my Roku TV because Cartoon Network partners with them for all that stuff.
I'm buying a Roku. I did not know that.
This looks like the animation style of like Adventure Time. Like,
yeah, it's totally different. They rehauled it. It's different, but so they went more of a comedic route with it. But the animation is like fun. It's a fun show. It's funny. The writing is amazing. The cast is amazing.
Well, which character are you, just so that I know?
I'm the gray one. His name is Panthro.
Panthro, yes, I'm looking at him right now. Literally, on the preview image, you're making this face.
Yep. They drew that from my likeness. I literally posted.
They nailed it, man.
They did. with the Wonder. But yeah, I'm super excited and proud of that show. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait till like there's more episodes now. So it aired last week, but every week they're airing some more. So I just cannot wait for people to see it. So that Thundercats Roar. Oh, there's Deathstroke Knights and Dragons.
Looking at that right here. Yep.
Yes, it's me, Michael Chiklis, and the woman from Rizzolian Isles. I really have to know her name, and I'm sorry I don't watch a lot of TV, but
that's okay.
But she was super sweet and fantastic. But yeah, I played the main villain in that, yeah, I give Deathstroke the business. So if you want to see that, tune in, and I believe that's going to be on CW Seed.
Yeah, this is DC Universe. So yeah, so you're the villain to a villain. You're a villain's villain.
Yes. So imagine how bad I have to be. I'm
pretty
bad, right?
That makes the role more fun, though, right?
Yeah, but actually, this is just a little bit of my perspective. I feel like a very good. Bees around here. I feel like a very good villain is just not necessarily bad, but it's just someone who is justified in their own right. I think that's what makes that. I think if you take Thanos, for instance, different universe, but I think what made Thanos so cool is like he kind of felt justified. So it's like, if there's too many deer, there's culling of that. Who calls the human race? We overpopulate, we overbreed. Who kind of keeps that balance check? So it was a very interesting take. So I feel a good villain is just justified in their own right.
I agree completely. A good villain is supposed to be somebody that thinks they're doing the right thing for some reason, typically.
Yes, that is. Yes, I should come with subtitles, and you should read them because you're clearly more eloquent than I. So.
Not so sure about that. That's you are the professional voice actor. I am the gamer boy here, so big difference there.
Well, the thing is, I don't have to think. People write my words, and you actually have to come up with strategy. Headshot. I see you lighting up.
Well, what?
Lighting it up. And I mess up a thing. Sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. But as always, man, it was great talking to you. Thank you for popping in for the end of this in-depth episode. I know it's not like the normal gun stats you guys are here for, but I hope that you all found it fun. And what? Oh, okay, you disconnected. Now you're back. I was going to say, you can check out Chris's social links. I have them all down there below in the description somewhere for the 12 of you that'll click show more. So that actually, I hate how YouTube hides the description these days. But if you're interested, it's all there. Go click things.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm back. Hey.
I think we're having tech right at the most important part. The most crucial.
No, the most crucial was the interview. This is the end.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You're good, man.
Uh-oh.
I can literally see your aftershave. The picture's so clear.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. You're going crazy. My voice. Oh, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and thank you for having me. Tune into his channel. Watch all the gun stuff, stat stuff. He is amazing. Drifter, you're my king. You're awesome.
Thank you. And I hope to see you back.
Likewise.
They're all like hiding in this. Whoa! It just spawned me right next to all of them. And like, what? What? Can somebody clip that too? Somebody clip that. That is just doesn't. What? Oh god! I'm gonna have aneurysm if I keep playing. I'm actually gonna like die of a heart attack.